Hello, it's me again, and have a new puzzle here. It looks like a 3 by 3 by 4, except that it's got something unique. It's a little crazy. This is a Witeden crazy 3 by 3 by 4, in that you've got the 4 layers here. Now notice they're not exactly symmetric. If you move this down, these pieces are not the same size as here. You've got the crazy side that turns as though it were non-bandaged, and you've got this side here that also turns. The thing that's interesting about this is not just the different size cubes, because if you notice, if you turn this, it appears to be non-bandaged. If you turn this layer, it doesn't do anything in conjunction with the bandaged layer, and yet when you turn this layer, it does move it. So it would appear that just one of these layers causes it to become bandaged. So it turns out it's just this cube. Wherever this is going to cause the top layer, the top circles to turn as well. Now you might think that that will impact how to solve this thing, and the answer is it doesn't. The way that I'm going to show you, that has no relevance whatsoever. Other solves possibly, but I'm going to try to guide it to where we don't have to get too complicated with it. So let's see what happens. I'm kind of curious myself. Hocus pocus. Alright, we got our scramble on. The first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set it up to where this doesn't become a problem for me. So I'm actually going to solve the top and the bottom layer, that are the ones that are the crazy layers, to as much as I can. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my cross, and I'm going to define these outer areas as the major constituents of the side. I also have to be careful that I'm defining my edges appropriately. So we'll start off with over here, since we already have both, the green, and I know right opposite the green is going to be the blue. So I need to find the blue and orange. Here's the blue and orange over here. Rather than just moving that into here, I'd like to associate it with the inner edge as much as I can. So I'm going to move this aside so that I can, bring this up, grab it, drag it down. That way I bring it over here. So now the question is, do I put the red one here or the orange one here? So I'm going to use a corner piece to guide me. Here's a yellow with a green, so you know that the orange goes over here, which means the red does indeed go here. But I'm not going to leave it like that. I'd like to put in the inner yellow. Here's an inner yellow over here. So I'm going to move it across to bring it up, move this back. I've got the inner yellow here, so I'm going to move this back up, across, and down. So you can see that I'm building that in here. Now for the orange, where's the orange? Orange is right here. And same thing, I'm going to put the inner one here first. Okay, so I have my cross over here in the way that we want it to be. Now you're probably saying, well, why am I doing this? What's the purpose? All will be revealed. I'm trying to make it simple. So now that I've got these in place, a cross is over here as well, and I'd like to try to line it up as much as I can. So this is right, not right, not right, not right. So what I want to do, just to make things look good, is I'm going to want to do a couple of middle swaps. Over here, I like the blue one. So I'm going to middle swap this blue with this green. The adjacent middle swap algorithm is going to be the 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, U, 2R, UI, 2R. So there it is over here. We swapped it. We also messed this one up a little bit. What I could do if I wanted to get this back is, once again, move this up, across, up, back, and down. So no biggie. Got the reds, got the blues to line up. How about here? Got the oranges to line up and the greens to line up. Now that I've done that, well, let's start filling in the corners over here. And let's see, we've got a nice inner and outer corner, blue and yellow, blue and orange rather. There I go again with that color blindness. Move this over here, and I'm going to want to move this down here. I'm going to switch it. So this orange is going to come here, this blue is going to come here. And as you recall from previous cuboids, that algorithm on the right side is going to be 2R, U, 2R, UI, 2R, and there it is, right over there. Now again, you see that we kind of move this out. Don't worry about that. It's not something we have to worry about yet. So here's the green and red. So I'm just going to want to move the green and red one in. Here's the green side and the red side in the right configuration. So once again, do that same algorithm. And there it is. And oh my gosh, you fixed it. Told you not to worry about it. So here that is. Don't worry about the fact that that's not in here. Remember, this is all preparatory. This is so that we can make our lives a little bit easier later on with the solve. Anyway, here's the red and the blue. What is he doing? What is he getting at? Anyway, we're going to swap these guys. Same thing. So very straightforward. Mess that up. Don't worry. I'm going to want to put this in. I'm going to put this next to the one that I kind of messed up. Orange and green. And we're going to put that one in here. Now notice as I move that, this stayed the same there, so we're not going to worry about that. This gets put down over here. Same algorithm. And there you go. So we put our crosses in here. We just have these areas that don't quite work. These also got messed up a little bit, so what we're going to do is let's just do some switching with this. We're going to want to move this, switch this one with this one. And there it is. So we got these in place, and these in place. Well, what I'm actually going to be doing is solving the top layer now. With the top layer, because I'm not going to be switching from one to the other, all of these are in the same, all of these are in the right plane. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to be shifting these around, either by middle switches like I just did, or by corner switches. We're going to be doing some corner switches, and as you recall, the strategy is I want to get it to where I get like a sandwich formation, where I have two of the same color on both sides, sandwiching one of a different color. So to achieve that end, if I move this to here, it'll do exactly that. And the corner switch algorithm, in this case, pretending like this middle side is fused here, is going to be 2R, U, 2R, UI, 2R. And then we have to rotate this counterclockwise like this, and then just do the reverse. 2R, UI, 2R, U, 2R. And that gave me the sandwich formation over there. And we'll move this back. Once I have that, this gets moved to the left side. Now, bear in mind, if you're not familiar with what I'm doing, all I'm really doing is how to solve the cuboids. I'm not doing anything different, which is really my intention. And we have kind of a symmetry here in terms of what this looks like. So with this moved off to the side, I'm going to do that same corner switch, which is going to give me my sandwich formation, and then I just solve my middles. This comes here. Okay, sandwich, sandwich, sandwich. Symmetric, symmetric. This is going to be swapped with this to solve my red side, and as you recall, that's going to be the 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, U, 2R, UI, 2R. So this is fine. Now I got to put these in place. Still symmetric over here. I'm going to swap these guys. Same thing. And now finally, I swap these two. Now watch what's going to happen. There. Okay, so I basically solve these to as much as I can. What about these two inner corners? What am I going to do about that? Well, at this point, nothing.